Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. A man in Luzerne County was forced out of his home and is staying with family after a fire damaged his home early Tuesday morning. The home on Loyalville Outlet Road in Lake Township caught on fire just after midnight, and the fire started in the chimney and the home suffered damage to the roof and the living room. The man was asleep inside of the home at the time of the fire, but thankfully was woken up by the smoke alarm. During a routine traffic stop on January 8th around 4:00 p.m., Pennsylvania State Police made an arrest for a person who had a warrant for their arrest in a different state. 42-year-old Deshaun Anderson was arrested after police discovered a warrant for his arrest from Rhode Island for a probation violation connected to a charge of manslaughter. Anderson has been arraigned by the Magisterial District Court and is currently held at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility waiting for extradition. We have an update on a story that we covered last week about the shooting outside of Odyssey Fitness in Wilkes-Barre. Luzerne County Coroner Dion Fernandez identified Brian A. Mateo Mejia as the person who was killed in the shooting. Fernandez also ruled that the manner of death was suicide. Wilkes-Barre City Police responded to the parking lot outside of the gym around 6:00 p.m. on January 5th of reports that there were shots fired. Upon arriving on scene, they found Mejia in the driver's seat of a Honda CR-V with a gunshot wound to the head and another person outside the vehicle on the ground, also with a gunshot wound to the head. They were both taken to the hospital where Mejia had been pronounced dead and the woman passenger underwent surgery. A teen has been charged in a wrong-way crash on I-81 South in South Abington in November. Police say that 18-year-old Covington Township resident Braden Topa is being charged with aggravated assault by a vehicle and DUI after he appeared to have glossy and bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and dilated pupils. At the scene of the crash, PSP said that Topa and his passenger were trapped inside the car and the driver of the other car was laying on the shoulder. According to the affidavit, after having blood drawn and giving a urine sample, it came back that Topa had ethanol, fentanyl, and hydrocodone in his system at the time of the crash. Both Topa's passenger and the other driver were hospitalized for multiple days after suffering serious injuries. A woman is being charged after she was under the influence and crashed her car in Wyoming County, which led to the death of her 6-year-old daughter. An arrest warrant has been issued as Samantha Dembski has been alleged to have been under the influence during the crash. The accident took place on November 1st around 12:30 p.m. along State Route 6 in Clinton Township. The crash fatally injured her 6-year-old daughter, who was later identified in an obituary as Olivia Ray Ciulo. The crash also seriously injured the 2 passengers of the other vehicle. Dembski was also hurt in the crash and was in the hospital for some time to recover from her injuries. She is facing a number of charges including homicide by vehicle while DUI, involuntary manslaughter, and other traffic offenses. Coming up on WYLN News, a special kind of animal rescue is kicking into gear. Plus, Luzerne County is looking to fill some positions, and we have all you need to know. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare.
Hi, my name is Lasma. I'm 4 years old. Tomorrow's weather will be rainy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hey everybody, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Dr. John will be here. Let's talk about if you thought you never needed a chiropractor or you're afraid to see a chiropractor. Let's shed some light on maybe why you might have to change your mind.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. A Dunmore police sergeant and a drug task force member is facing charges after stealing evidence and overdosing at the department headquarters. Officers found Sergeant Stefan D. Burgett unresponsive almost 2 hours after his shift ended and slumped over his desk. They attempted to do a sternum rub and wake him up, but they were unsuccessful. He was in and out of consciousness while they waited for medics to arrive. Once they did, he had pinpointed pupils that they found an open evidence bag with more than 6 grams of cocaine sitting next to him. Burgett refused medical attention and told officers to just crack his back and he'd be okay. Police Chief Sal Marchese responded when his sergeant's condition did not improve and ordered he be taken to the hospital. He was taken to Geisinger Community Medical Center in Scranton for treatment. While in the hospital, Lackawanna County detectives obtained a warrant for the results of blood and urine tests, which tested positive for cocaine and fentanyl. In a recorded investigation by county detectives, it was determined that there were 6.3 grams of cocaine missing from the bag. Burgett later admitted to using cocaine for a few months because of family problems. He was placed on unpaid administrative leave and is being charged with misdemeanor counts of tampering with evidence, possession of a controlled substance, and obstructing the administration of law. The tampering and obstructions charges are each second-degree misdemeanors, while the possession is listed without a degree. A second-degree misdemeanor is punishable by up to 2 years in prison and a fine of between $500 and $5,000. Every day is a good day to provide a hand to animals in need, including certain farm animals. The year of the pig is not until 2031, but this story does indeed feel very honorable to mention. In the snowy cold woods of the Poconos, 3 pigs were rescued following an abandonment from their former owner. Delaware Water Gap Park workers fortunately found the pigs and gave them new homes, and according to the park rangers, the pigs were discovered on the Pennsylvania side of the park on Monday, January 12th. The rangers have made sure to remind everyone that it is not good for the environment to neglect non-native animals in public places like parks. There were attempts at finding the neglectful owner of the pigs, but so far, no successful findings. It seems like those who are looking for a job can help out in Luzerne County for the beginning of 2026. Luzerne County is searching for applicants for the new communications director position. Said position has an annual salary of between $65,000 to $70,000. Following the budget approval by the City Council in December, Luzerne County Manager Imelda Crocomo included funds for the new position, in which the job cost is expected to be reimbursed 87% by grant and interdepartmental value. The new communications director is meant to report straight to the new division head of infrastructure, community, and economic development, and work in collaboration with Crocomo. According to Romilda Crocomo, she will nominate the new division head after the council puts down their votes. Coming up on Lansford's News Choice, Trooper Anthony Petrosky starts discussing scams on this month's Trooper Talk Tuesdays. Plus, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Williamsport Part 2. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming, it's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy one, get two free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hello everybody, Happy New Year and welcome back to Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Trooper and Public Information Officer. Today we're starting off with January being Scams Awareness Month. So every segment this month will be about scams. The first one we're talking about is phone call scams. This is the most prevalent, common scams that we see from law enforcement every single day. So let's talk about it, phone call scams. We all get these phone calls from numbers that we don't know. On our cell phones, it may come up potential spam. And guess what? I'm going to break something to you right now. You are not required to answer the phone. So if you don't know the number, that's the best way to avoid yourself from becoming a victim of a phone call scam. Simply don't answer the phone. If it is somebody important, maybe it is somebody who got a new number, or it's a business that was trying to reach out to you, that's fine. They will leave you a voicemail. Typically, scammers will not leave you a voicemail. So, number one, don't answer the phone. Number two, if you say hello and then you don't really hear anything, then you hear what sounds like a little drop of water falling into a sink. What that is that's the noise letting the scammer know that somebody has picked up the phone and they're ready to talk. See, these scammers, they're not on the other end of a phone. They wear a headset, they're using computers to do this. They use tons of technology. So that little noise is letting them know that you picked up the phone and now we're ready to talk. So if you hear that noise, simply hang the phone up. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm a nice person. I can't just hang the phone up on these people. No, you definitely can, because they will not hesitate to take money from you. They won't even think twice about it. That's what they're trying to do. That's essentially their job, is to try to scam as many people as possible. So if somebody starts talking to you about a deal or your vehicle warranty or something that sounds way too good to be true, that is a scam. Now, if they mention anything about you paying them using a gift card, where you can go to the nearest gas station, buy a gift card, simply scratch off the backside of the gift card and read them the numbers. That is 100% a scam. The reason why scammers want gift cards is because they're not traceable. So that's why they want you to use that. Now, hang the phone up. Don't become a victim to them. If these individuals on the phone are trying to put pressure on you to make a quick decision, don't talk to anybody else, that's another telltale sign that it is 100% a scam. Hang the phone up. Guess what? They're going to call somebody else. They're not going to keep calling you back. Also, they use spreadsheets and they share them. They sell them to other scammers. So the more you answer these phone calls, the more susceptible you are of receiving other phone calls from scam artists. So if you don't know the number, don't answer it. If you don't understand what the person is saying, or if they're trying to put pressure on you to make a decision, you don't have to just say, well, I think I'm going to go, this isn't for me. Just hang the phone up. Don't waste your time. Don't become a victim. If you think you are a victim of a scam, simply call the police department that has jurisdiction where you reside, and we will do an investigation. I hope this helps. We're going to have more tips on scams the rest of this month, so stay tuned, and we'll see you back here on Wyln for Trooper Talk Tuesdays.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I end up going to a dentist and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found this, the Brux night guard. This was a game changer. It's smaller than other night guards that I tried, which is a good thing because it doesn't make me gag. It could fit on the top or the bottom of the teeth. It's lightweight and super comfortable. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Go to bruxnightguard.com and use the promo code to activate your special TV offer. That's bruxnightguard.com. Order today and take advantage of this special TV offer. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Hi, my name is Lasma. I'm 4 years old. Tomorrow's weather will be rainy.
West Branch Canal would give rise to what would become Williamsport's signature industry in the 19th century, lumbering. The hills of north-central Pennsylvania at the time were a solid sea of trees, especially the heavily valued white pine, which was the perfect tree to use for ships' masts. Early lumbering operations existed from the time Europeans first set foot in Lycoming County, but would grow rapidly after the opening of the West Branch Canal. Lumberjacks soon worked non-stop in the woods around Williamsport for months on end, cutting down every tree they could, with preference given to white pines and hemlocks, the latter of which made good wood for tanning. After cutting down the trees, the lumberjacks sawed off the branches, chopped the logs to the desired length, then dragged them or used chutes to get them to the river, where they would be rafted downstream to market. The raftsmen would then sell their rafts at the end of the journey and walk back home. The problem was they could not supply area sawmills with enough logs to keep them profitable. This problem would be solved in 1851 when John Du Bois, Major James, and John Layton built the Susquehanna boom across the river just west of Williamsport. Composed of log cribs and islands connected by log chains, the boom stretched across the river for 7 miles. Its job to catch all the logs that were delivered into the water and hold them for processing. Those logs meant for sawmills along the river would pass through a double gate at the bottom of the boom, where boom rats, as those hired for position were called, would sort out which log would go to which sawmill based on marks the lumberjacks and branded in each log. The industry would take off like a rocket once the boom was in place. By 1870, 30 sawmills worked 24 hours a day along the river just to keep up with lumber demand. The timbering industry became so entrenched in Williamsport that it gave the moniker of the lumber capital of the world, with more millionaires per capita than any other community in the country. Among the most prominent millionaire lumber barons that set down roots in the community was Peter Herdick, who arrived in the area in 1846 after having run a sawmill in upstate New York. Herdick built a new sawmill along the river, and over the ensuing years purchased more and more, and eventually bought the Susquehanna boom itself. He and his partners, Mahlon Fisher and John Redding, expanded on the boom, enlarging it to hold up to 300 million board feet of lumber, enough to keep the area's sawmills going non-stop. Herdick became a fixture in Williamsport, being elected its mayor in 1869. His influence extended well beyond the community to the highest reaches of Pennsylvania's government as well. When several striking lumberjacks were arrested for demonstrating in front of the Lycoming County Courthouse during the 1872 Sawdust War, Herdick got Governor John Geary to pardon them as a personal favor. Herdick gave back to Williamsport, giving money to build many structures in the city. One notable contribution was the clock tower built for Trinity Episcopal Church in 1871. The eventual clock in the tower was the first in America to chime out the Westminster quarters, made famous from their use in Big Ben. Herdick was also an amateur inventor and created the forerunner of the modern taxi with his Herdick, a 2-wheeled horse-drawn carriage that could hold up to 8 passengers. Peter Herdick died in 1888 after slipping and falling on ice during a trip to Huntingdon County, but his legacy looms large over Williamsport even today, where he is at rest in the city's Wildwood Cemetery. In addition to its lumber industry, other businesses took root in Williamsport around this time, particularly brewing. Perhaps the most notable brewery in the city was the Flock Brewery. Founded as the City Brewery in 1854 and centered on Franklin Street for much of its history, it would be purchased by Jacob Henry Flock in 1864. His family would run the brewery through the 1940s. Among Flock's more popular brands were Bald Eagle Special Brew, Flock's American Beer, Esquire Ale, and Old German Beer. Flock survived Prohibition by temporarily converting into a dairy during the 1920s. Once alcohol became legal again in 1933, it expanded by buying its in-city rival, the Cuck Brewing Company, in 1943. Founded by August Cuck in 1850 and situated on Main Street, Cuck's added its fine lager beer and old-style ale to Flock's recipes. The Flock Brewing Company would close its doors in 1951. Williamsport was incorporated as a city in 1866. 5 years later, it would take a heavy blow on August 20th, 1871, when a terrible fire ravaged the city. It began stables owned by C.M. Baker on East Church Street around 8 p.m. and was rapidly spread through the city by strong south winds. Compounding the issue, the city's fire departments were essentially at war with each other and fought over the right to use Williamsport's fire hydrants, thus wasting valuable time in fighting the blaze. By the time it finally was extinguished, the fire destroyed numerous local landmarks and caused $300,000 worth of damage. The cause of the blaze has never been determined. Some theorized it was sent by angry former Confederate soldiers still willing to strike back at the North for the South's defeat several years prior. Other theories would take a more xenophobic edge, blaming newly arrived immigrants for starting it. Lumber production would peak in Williamsport in the last decades of the 19th century. By this time, the rise of the railroads had rendered the West Branch Canal obsolete, although it would not be completely shut down until 1900. Three major railroads, the Philadelphia and Reading, New York Central, and Pennsylvania railroads, met in Williamsport by this time, and numerous smaller branches moved deeper into the north-central Pennsylvania woods, making it easier to move logs to market. Lumber barons would also confront the same dilemma the Onceler would eventually face in Dr. Seuss's world. They had cut down too many trees in pursuit of profits, and the surrounding hills were increasingly bare of woods. Heavy floods in 1889-1894 that broke the Susquehanna boom would prove to be the turning point for the area's lumbermen, who started moving west to Minnesota and Wisconsin, where timber was still plentiful. The Susquehanna boom was removed in 1907, and the last Williamsport sawmill closed in 1919, leaving the area wondering where they would go from there. Fortunately, other businesses would be there to fill the gap. The Morrison Patent Wire Rope Company was founded in 1886 to make its namesake wire rope of various lengths. It was renamed the Williamsport Wire Rope Company in 1888, and 1895 would move to Maynard Street. Although it was bought out by Bethlehem Steel in 1937 and has since changed hands several times, wire rope is still made on the site. There is also the Harris Wire Buckle Suspender Company, which moved to Williamsport from Jersey Shore in 1886 and operated in the city through 1912. It was considered the largest suspender manufacturer in the world at the time, churning out 40,000 suspenders a day. And in 1889, Leighton Legg Stearns, who established a general store in Williamsport years prior, expanded to a full-fledged department store at Pine, West 3rd, and Laurel Streets. L.L. Stearns would become the oldest and largest family-owned and operated department store in the country, run by 5 generations of the Stearns family until its closure in 1984.
Hi, my name is Lassie. I'm 4 years old. Tomorrow's weather will be rainy.
You're watching WYLN TV 35,